Hey, good evening, everybody. It is 10:15 Central Daylight Time on September the 8th, 2023. And just want to take care of the housekeeping before we get started. You can reach Once Wayward at area code 414. The number is 982-5604. Again, that's area code 414. The number is 982-5604. If this particular this particular live session is going to be videotaped so that it will also be available on the Once Wayward Brethren Facebook page, and you can reach that by simply clicking on the link that's attached to my regular Facebook page, and just asking that if you would be so kind as to go ahead and to like the video, as well as to feel free to share it with other people so that they too might get an opportunity to comment or do whatever it is that you do as far as the material that's presented. Normally we use this stuff as a conversation starter. So again, if you would go out to Facebook and the Once Wayward Brethren Facebook page, like it and subscribe and follow. That way you'll get an opportunity when we begin to go live, when we go live from here on in. Also, the Once Wayward Brethren YouTube page is available, and that's simply by going out to YouTube and then clicking in and then typing in the letters, the words Once Wayward, and what will end up happening is you'll get a great big giant O. If you'll click on that, you'll find all of the videos that have ever been done. I'm asking again that if you don't mind, if you would subscribe, and again share those links with your friends and family and those that come in that may actually have a need for it. The primary purpose of the videos that I record are for those that do not attend church on a regular basis, or more importantly, those folks, and just as importantly, those folks that are struggling with drugs and alcohol and any other form of addiction. Just to give you a conversation and start about and to think about what it is that the Bible has to say about certain things. So again, that's the housekeeping. Now, as far as the videos themselves, or this video itself is concerned, I realize that I haven't been out here in about 18, 19 months doing live videos, and a large part of that is what I want to talk about tonight. The topic for tonight is disobedience, and God gave me these videos to do, and has given me plenty of information and plenty of things to discuss and to talk about over the course of the years that I've been doing these live videos. And I got away from doing them because of the fact that I wasn't confident as to what it was that I was doing, and I wasn't listening. To be honest about it, I was hearing from God, but I wasn't listening. And there's a big difference between the two. When God tells you to do something, then he's rather insistent about it, but he's not insistent to the point where he's yelling and screaming. But as far as we are concerned, we go kicking and screaming in order to do what it is that he set for us to do. And sometimes we have a very difficult time doing that. So the thing about all of that is that what ends up happening is that we end up not doing what it is that God is saying to do, because number one, there's the issue of pride, and pride comes directly after disobedience. And the first time you disobey something, it becomes easier the second time until you start suffering consequences. I'm not out here because of the fact that, quote unquote, I'm suffering consequences, but the thing is that there are a lot of people that I have actually run into that have said that the videos were actually helping them. And in my own mind, I didn't think that what I had to say was contributing enough to what folks, to folks' lives. So I kind of backed off, and then of course got into my own things as far as going back to a regular church service, and basketball and some other things that I've gotten involved in. And so therefore I wasn't doing what it was that God asked me to do. But the Lord, being who he is, just kept on insisting that it was time for me to get back out here. And so tonight, like I said, what I want to do is I want to talk about disobedience. Disobedience, as it is it says that one of the things of the tenets of disobedience is that, very simply, that it is the unwillingness to succumb to authority. Disobedience and that authority, starting for those of us that believe in God and believe that He sent His Son Jesus to die for us. That disobedience says that, look, I know just as much as God does, and it's that same disobedience, that same sense of pride that got Lucifer kicked out of heaven and then had his name changed to Satan. And the reason all of that happened is because, of course, he decided that one of the things about not succumbing to authority is that you believe that you yourself are the ultimate authority. And so therefore, when you believe that, what ends up happening is that you then become your own God. And that is, and as the Bible says, God says that His name is jealous, and there are not to be any other strange gods before Him. So the thing is that when you look in the mirror and the only God that you see is you, and the only reason that you're doing what you're doing is because you feel like doing it rather than following the rules and regulations that have been laid down, then therefore you are working and walking in disobedience. Many of us grew up in households where our parents, whether or not we were a dual parent family or a single parent family, we grew up where there was in fact discipline. There were rules that were meant to be followed, things that you needed to do in order to be successful in your household. But not only that, though, but the rules and the regulations that were set up is just like it is now. Most times the rules and the regulations are meant to keep you safe, meant to keep you away from hurt, harm, or danger. And the thing about it is that when you get to the edge of those rules, you skirt those rules, you flaunt those rules, what ends up happening is that there are consequences. I remember as a youngster that when I got in trouble, that mama would have me go outside and get my own switch, or she would go outside and get the switch, whichever one it happened to be. And as I got older, then there was the belt, and there were other things, but I grew up in a time when it was permissible to spank your child. You knew what you were getting. You knew why you were getting a whipping, because the rules were clear. Now we live in a society today where the rules are not necessarily so clear. It seems as if everybody is confused as to what it is that they're doing, who it is that God is, and what it is that they do, and what it is that's going on, because they don't seem to be able to believe what it is that they see. And we all have that problem sometimes, because we all have gotten to that place one time or another where something happened, something occurred that we thought was too good to be true. Well, the thing about it is that the God that we serve is not too good to be true. He is just plain and simple good. And so because of that, He has imposed some rules on us. And the thing about it is that we need to follow those rules in order to live in a harmonious society. God established government in order to punish evil. It was not necessarily to do anything to the good, even though it seems nowadays that the laws and things that are going on, the things that are in place now, are meant more to that good is mistaken for evil and evil is mistaken for good, so that we have this whole bit of confusion going on. But the thing about it is that what ends up happening is that when we follow the rules, when we are not disobedient, what ends up happening is that most times we end up with good benefit out of whatever that situation might happen to be. So having said all of that, and we're going to continue this because I'm just covering the surface part of this, because I wanted to get back, number one, for me to get back in the saddle as to doing these live videos. And then not only that, though, but to get you all prepared for all of the stuff that's coming, because believe me, there is an awful lot of material that I need to cover, not just about disobedience, but all of the things that God has given me over the course of time that I've been away. So having said that, let me get back to this thing again. One more point on disobedience. Disobedience is rooted in pride. Disobedience says that I know better than whatever the rules might happen to be. Those rules don't apply to me. I am so much better. I am so much more. I am bigger than all of this. Well, the thing about it is that we find out, and we'll, like I said, there'll be another discussion on this tomorrow where we'll actually start getting into some of the biblical examples. And the thing about it is that what ends up happening is that we will take a look at a few characters out of the Bible and look at those examples of both disobedience and obedience so that we get an opportunity as to what it is that it looks like. And for now, that's all that I have. May God bless and keep you, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good evening.